tragic death of 2-year-old Jamil Haddad raises questions about the German youth welfare practices. In Germany, Leverkusen, May 8, 2024, in a deeply troubling case, 2-year-old Jamil Haddad was declared brain dead under unexplained circumstances while in the care of the Bergisch-Gladbach Youth Welfare Office. The case has sparked widespread outrage and calls for urgent reform in youth welfare practices. On Monday evening, May 7th, Jamil's parents were urgently summoned to Leverkusen Hospital as their child's life hung in the balance. Jamil, placed in an artificial coma, remains isolated from his family due to actions by the Youth Welfare Office and the family court. Jamil had been living with a foster family, and just 3 days before his hospital admission, his mother saw him healthy. During that visit, the foster father mentioned he hadn't given Jamil any sleeping pills. Tragically, 3 days later, Jamil was admitted to the hospital and diagnosed as brain dead. The Haddad family's ordeal began when the Youth Welfare Office and the family court removed Jamil from his mother's care, allegedly to protect him. However, under external care, Jamil could not be protected. The family's distress was compounded by the actions of the family court, led by Judge Gladbach, who denied their request to visit their dying child, citing an unresolved bias motion. The Youth Welfare Office had also previously removed a critical film about their actions from YouTube, where it garnered 16,000 views. Sparking public outrage, Mr. Fassbender accompanied the family in their darkest hour while the Youth Welfare Office desperately tried to cover up this scandal. The mother, Lamia, endured hours of torment before she was finally allowed to see her dead son for only 30 minutes a day and receive information. Shockingly, during her first visit to the hospital, she was suggested the organ removal of her child, a heartless act in a time of deepest pain. The family was prevented from saying goodbye to their beloved son, while the police had to be involved to investigate the unexplained death. Youth Welfare Office Bergisch-Gladbach has Jamil on their conscience. Now they want to cover it up. This is administrative failure at the expense of an innocent child and a broken family. On the evening of the death, a vigil took place in front of the Leverkusen clinic, where relatives, friends, and supporters gathered in deep indignation over the unexplained death of Jamil. The mother also called the police as an investigation into Jamil's unexplained cause of death was initiated. They plan to transfer the little boy to another clinic to conduct a comprehensive investigation and clarify the tragic circumstances of his death. During the last visit, the mother saw little Jamil still in a healthy condition, but now he lies brain dead with blood under his nose. A tragic incident that suggests the suspicion of a crime and is obviously intended to be covered up. The tragic fate of Jamil highlights severe systemic failings and calls for urgent reform. The public demands accountability and humane treatment for families facing such devastating circumstances. This case has drawn attention to the inhumane practices of the authorities, with accusations of bureaucratic abuse and lack of empathy. The Haddad family, including 3 older siblings, has been prevented from seeing Jamil, causing immense distress